Those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock the world.
1,000%. Absolutely right.
I also think Canelo is slowing down.
I was just I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if I'm just being generous.
You know, becoming the first undisputed world champion in the 4-belt era in 3 different weight classes. Really, and the way he did it, and you know, the class that he showed.
Joe Rogan reacts to Terence Crawford defeating Canelo Alvarez and highlights how Crawford thrives under doubt. He explains that when people claim Crawford cannot rise to the challenge, it fuels his determination to prove them wrong. Rogan points out Crawford's slick style and precise striking that allowed him to showcase his power on the biggest stage. He believes this victory cements Crawford as one of the most skilled fighters in boxing today. Bonta tweeted that, "I'm now convinced Crawford would beat any version of Floyd Mayweather." This bold statement reflects how highly Crawford's recent performance is being regarded in the boxing world. Beating Canelo Alvarez has pushed his legacy to a new level, making many believe he could surpass even the undefeated Floyd Mayweather. Crawford's dominance across weight classes and his ability to adapt in the ring show why this claim is gaining traction.
Get ready to subscribe totally to that because, again, you're talking about somebody who is stubborn.
And sure.
Who wants to prove everything he can prove.
100%. I agree with that too. But I think there's like in boxing and certainly in MMA, there's a certain amount of years where a fighter can keep the RPMs up. And, you know, when they're in the red line, and there's some people subscribe to the idea of 9 years. There's 9 years is the most that a elite fighter in MMA has performed at their prime. I think that's a bullshit number because I think it's entirely dependent upon lifestyle, nutrition, discipline, physical attributes. There's a lot of factors.
George Foreman won the heavyweight championship of the world in boxing at age 45.
True, but he took 10 years off.
Yes.
Yes, Gareth, speaking as a commentator, highlighted how Terence Crawford delivered one of the most tremendous performances boxing has ever witnessed. He pointed out that Crawford not only moved up 3 weight classes to face Canelo, but also came into the fight older than him. And after more than a year away from the ring, despite those challenges, Crawford showcased mastery, skill, and composure that few fighters in history have ever displayed. Gareth stressed that fans should recognize this as a once-in-a-lifetime display of greatness, proving Crawford's ability to overcome every obstacle and rise above all expectations. Shocker Stevenson says on X that respect to Canelo. It's a lot of soft fighters in the sport who's scared to fight against other great fighters. But salute to you, champ, not being scared to put it on the line against everybody. You are a legend. His message shows deep appreciation for Canelo's courage to face challenges that many avoid. Stevenson's words remind fans that greatness isn't only about winning, but about taking risks against the best.
Throughout the course of the week, we said that this is a game of IQ. There's going to be movement within the fight. You're going to have to answer different types of questions and bring different types of game plan. Crawford did that. He was able to do it backwards. He was able to do it forwards. He could trade in the pocket, catch the stuff, and then counter. He was absolutely magnificent. Listen, I know this is raw and we've only just walked out the stadium, right?
10 minutes ago.
And when the dust settles on this, we'll probably have better answers and better thought processes. And I'm sure people watching this will get stuck into the comments and maybe say what I'm about to say is quite outlandish. That might be the single best performance that I have ever witnessed live. It was absolutely tremendous. You've got to take into consideration the weight jump. This is a man that was champion at 135, 140, 147, and obviously recently at 154. But let's be honest, he even jumped up to 154 pounds for that. To go then up to 168 and take on the former pound-for-pound #1 king on a Mexican holiday weekend in Las Vegas and managed to beat him on the cards when the judges tried to do him, mate, it is out of this world what Terence Crawford just did. And he needs all the flowers in the world, he needs all the praise in the world, and I don't think you're wrong, mate, by saying he's the pound-for-pound #1. It's an ever-moving list. That performance alone deserves to put him right at the top of the chart.
Yeah, he's become... There's an argument that he becomes an all-time great with that performance, like you say, because the majesty, the poise, the presence all week, the pinpoint accuracy of everything he did in there, to the fact that in the end Canelo was frustrated and knew he couldn't do anything to Crawford, and he started
visibly frustrated, wasn't
but
he?
no, visibly frustrated that he started to do a weird kind of showboating because he didn't have any answers for what was happening and unfolding in front of him. I think Terence Crawford has rubber-stamped himself as an all-time great tonight, and I want to revise a view on him. I wondered whether he would have been capable of beating Floyd Mayweather at welterweight.
Oh, you're going for it now, aren't you?
And I think, yeah, we got to. I think he may well have done.
Paulie Malignaggi emphasized that Crawford had achieved something historic. Becoming an undisputed champion across 4 divisions is rare, and the way Crawford executed it against Canelo stood out. Malignaggi compared Crawford's dominance to Floyd Mayweather's reign in his own era, calling this the beginning of Crawford's era. His perspective showed how the victory was more than just a win. It symbolized a shift in power, marking Crawford as the defining figure of this generation.
Flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather, and how that would be. Because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do, you know? It'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know. But let's get into it, man. I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Reaction summed up just how dominant Crawford was. He dismissed the idea that Canelo had any real foothold in the fight, saying he couldn't give him more than 3 or 4 rounds at best. Haney's remark was both an assessment and a challenge. It reinforced how decisive Crawford's win appeared and implied that even the top young champion saw Canelo is no longer the untouchable force he once was.
How'd you score it, Devin?
I wasn't scoring. I didn't give Canelo more than like 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 if I'm just being generous.
Can't get away from this
Maybe.
fucking crowd.
Are you shocked or not?
Hey, right here to my left.
Are you shocked or not?
No, I'm not shocked. I knew that if you kind of fight.
Hey, right here to my left. Are you shocked or not? A fan tweeted, "True competitors are all champions. There is no loss in the pursuit of sincere glory. Thank you and congratulations to Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. The warrior spirit won tonight." This message highlights the respect for both fighters, showing that true greatness is measured not only in victory, but in courage and dedication. Bill Haney believed Crawford's dismantling of Canelo was even easier than his victory over Errol Spence.
Result.
Exactly. And you guys knew what was going to happen. You were in denial. That shit looked easier than Earl Spence. Did it look, huh?
It's a brilliant performance. Brilliant
performance, man. Shout out to Team Crawford, Bo Mack, and that whole team, man. You know what I mean?
Where'd you rank him all-time list after that?
I mean, put his face on Mount Rushmore. You dig what I'm saying? He deserves his place, for sure.
Did you score it, Bill?
Yeah, I scored it a lot for Crawford and a very little for Canelo, if any. I don't know.
116, 112?
I don't know. I mean, I could pick one or two. I could pick one or two in there or something like that.
I know it's straight after the fight. But do you want to see Crawford go out on that, or do you think there'll be a rematch?
No, I don't hear a bunch of partying going on. Listen, it sounds like a funeral home in Allegiant Stadium. Did Crawford win? It sounds like it's a funeral home. Look, you see over there, you see it's quiet? It's quiet as shit. Yeah. Is it a holiday or what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, that's a Crawford fan. He's Mexican. Now, listen. Hey, y'all know what's up. Crawford did it. And only person that's talking is me. November 22nd. If you don't want to hear nothing else, Crawford is great. November 22nd.
This fan tweeted, Crawford is out of his prime and older than Canelo. Bud beat him fair and square. No catch weight or nothing. I mean, he lost to a fighter who came up 3 weight classes. No excuses. This reaction captures.
Please subscribe my YouTube channel, Boxing Fight Scope, for latest news of boxing.